Probably an hour and a half to get into the city. Collapses. I thought it was a bomb. What the hell, brought that building down like that? It takes me probably an hour and a half to get into the city. And on my way in, I hear on the radio that the North Tower just collapsed as well.
Making his way against the sea of humanity fleeing the city, Norman eventually made it to the staging area for firefighters and other first responders answering the all call.
We started to organize some teams and send some special operations trained people in.
The radio is absolute chaos. I mean, you got hundreds of guys giving Mayday messages. You can't even hear most of them because they're being stepped on by other guys with just as vital messages. So we start out, and I'm trying to organize, like I say, this group of SOC people that I have. We're taking gear that we could find off of other rigs, and now we start heading over toward Broadway.
I was looking at number 5 World Trade Center, which was a 9-story building that I had worked on. I had put sprinklers in that building, and there was just a wall of fire across that floor, and I just, was dumbfounded that, wait a minute, it's not supposed to look like that. And just walking down this street put me in shock.
John Norman remembers the sensory overload that morning as the sights, sounds, smells, and every other attack on his senses came pouring in.
Everything down here, like I say, is just dust, ash, police cars on fire, fire trucks on fire, things that, it's like, cats laying with dogs. I mean, it ain't supposed to happen in a natural order of things. The entire area, besides the dust, the thing I remember most is the papers. Paper everywhere. The whole graveyard here filled with paper. The street, everything's filled with paper that had blown out of the tower. Once we got around behind number 7 World Trade Center, we got all the way out to West Street, things were a little more clear because that was the upwind side. No matter what direction you looked, there were amazing sites of damage. I didn't have a real good handle until I got out in this vicinity, where you're looking, again, in every direction you looked, for blocks, some cases 1,000 feet, particularly to the south and to the east, was just this surreal landscape where all those buildings are just white. Nothing looks normal. It looks like you're on the surface of the moon in a lot of places.
John Norman couldn't have felt more disoriented or alone as he stood amidst the twisted steel, ash, and debris field of America's newest battlefield.
It was just disorienting, disheartening to think that, this kind of damage could be done right here, I just couldn't conceive of that kind of damage, to buildings that, to me, were invincible. Just a tough day.
The collapse of the buildings at the World Trade Center claimed the lives of leaders in positions over him, leaving him ready or not, the next in line, the next in charge.